Welcome to the RadioU podcast. Coming up, Nintendo just confirmed that Mario is a simp.
Also, it's just what everyone wanted. You can pay the government using Venmo.
All that and more on the way next. Hey, it's the RadioU podcast. Hudson and Allie here. Remember to rate and review the show. Easy for me to say, wherever you do that. There's something that Allie and I, as baseball fans, love to pay attention to or call out as the weird things that happen at baseball games that just are seemingly sometimes unexplainable. We've covered a few here on the show before. This one, over the weekend, the A's versus Astros series was very eventful.
Yes, it had a lot of things happen.
And one of the weird baseball things that happened was the broadcaster for the A's, named Chris Carey, who's actually, I believe, the grandson of, Harry Carey.
Yes.
Like one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic, baseball announcers of all time.
Yep, former announcer for the Dodgers.
And the Cubs.
Yeah.
And Chris Carey... there's a play in the A's versus Astros game where Lawrence Butler for the A's hits what is clearly a home run to deep right center.
So obviously that, like, not even close to any foul poles or anything like that.
I don't think in the shot that is shown on TV, let me look at it. You cannot even see the foul pole in the frame at all.
No, you can't.
And he says, high in the air, deep to right, that ball is foul or gone.
I think this was just a mistake of him saying the wrong word. I don't think he actually thought it was going foul.
He says he lost it in the lights.
Oh,
He
so
says-
he did lose the ball.
He says, totally lost it in the lights. No excuses. Unfair to Butler and our fans that I messed it up as badly as I did. This is completely and totally on me. Who else would it be on?
Yeah, obviously.
I wish I could have it back, but that's baseball. I apologize and will be better tomorrow. Dude, you don't need to apologize.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to apologize. It's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
but it is kind of weird for it to be such an obvious home run and to miss it. Like, where is the broadcasting booth located?
Yeah.
Clearly, they need a better booth.
If this is something that could happen, it feels like it would happen more often.
Yeah.
But it never does. But as from one broadcaster to another, when you're doing 162 games of baseball, 3 hours a night every night for the entire summer,
Mistakes will happen.
You're gonna say crazy things.
Yes.
We say crazy things on our show, and if we started apologizing for every crazy thing we said,
Right.
we wouldn't have much time for actually doing a show anymore.
Right. Like, was Harry Carey actually an announcer for the Dodgers? I'm second guessing now.
I'm pretty sure he was just the Cubs.
Just the Cubs.
Yeah.
And now I don't know why I said Dodgers at all.
Yeah. Well, that's Vin Scully. You're thinking of Vin Scully.
I'm thinking of Vin Scully.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and those are the two most iconic announcers.
Definitely.
But,
well, and the Bucks, Joe and Jack Buck.
yes.
Yeah, that's the Mount Rushmore.
That's your Mount Rushmore,
I think
right?
so.
Well, I have Tom Hamilton on my Mount Rushmore, who was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, by the way. But one thing that I really like to see over the weekend that was not a weird baseball thing, but weirdly enough, also with the Athletics, also in Houston, and that was Nick Kurtz, the rookie, I believe in the first game in this series, hitting 4 home runs.
Yeah.
He had an absolutely insane game. Actually almost had 5 home runs because he had a double off the wall for his first hit, or a second hit, I think. And
that missed only by a foot or two.
yeah, like we're talking a game of inches, and it would have been a 5 home run game. He is a rookie, and weirdly enough, I just saw him play against Cleveland. Like, I was watching the games that the Athletics played against Cleveland, and I remember watching him play, I was like, wow, he is going to be big, because he's got like when you could just tell someone's seeing the ball so well.
Yeah.
That's just what he has. And he just went off in Houston. And I thought I had a favorite nickname in baseball, and that was Cal Raleigh with Big Dumper. That's
Right.
what they call him. He's the catcher for the Mariners. I have a new favorite, Hudson.
Yeah.
because Nick Kurtz, who's from Lancaster County, his nickname is the best. He's Big Amish.
That is great. Is he himself actually, obviously the Amish, that is a huge Amish area.
Yeah.
But is he actually Amish?
I don't think he is, but maybe he has.
Well, wait, he wouldn't be playing baseball, right?
No, I was going to say, I don't think he'd be in major leagues if he was Amish, but maybe he has family that is. If he's from that area, that could be.
Yeah, that's totally Amish country. I've been to Lancaster several times. It's home of August Burns Red from RadioU Battery as well, on the Christmas channel. So
maybe they need to be called the Big Amish.
Yeah, they should. This guy, I don't know what his walk-up music is, but it probably should be August Burns Red, a nice tie-in to his hometown.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
maybe we can ask Nick Kurtz to do that.
But Big Amish is a great nickname.
Great nickname. So a lot of great things that we're seeing from the Athletics. Some good, some bad, I suppose.
If they actually hold on to some of these young guys and don't trade them away as soon as they become expensive, like they seem to have a bright future.
They better be willing to spend money if they're moving to Vegas.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I don't know if they want to spend money as much as they just want to make money.
That's fair, but you need to spend a little to make some.
But yeah, you know what? I'm so torn on the A's too because I feel bad for their fans.
I feel so terrible for Oakland.
They have elite uniforms.
Yes.
They have some cool history, and their fans have been definitely mistreated over the recent years.
100%.
And now though they're gonna what are they gonna move to Vegas and they're suddenly gonna be good again?
Right. Because they're suddenly going to start having money to spend on the team.
Right. So, I don't know. I want them to be good, but at the same time, I want their owners to never prosper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a tough balance because we want to see guys like Nick Kurtz do well, but he's playing for the Athletics.
Yeah.
So it's catch-22, I guess. I don't know.
It is. That is. I volunteered for the first time this weekend. 8772 Radio U. Let's just say it wasn't what I was expecting. I went and walked dogs.
Oh.
At the dog shelter.
Oh.
I didn't know you could do that.
Okay.
I thought if you go to the dog shelter, either you lost your dog or you were going to adopt a dog or you worked there. I didn't know there was another option, and that is walking dogs. And they do this like, I don't know if they do it every single week, but basically every Sunday, you can go walk dogs, and you can stay as long as you want.
You can just do it and just have fun and just
Okay. And they're not going to try to make you take one of them home if you don't want to.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, I found this and shared it, and with Mrs. Hudson, it was like, oh, this looks like fun. We have to go do this, and we did. So we it's Sunday, so we go to church and then we go straight to the dog walking. So I was a little overdressed.
Oh.
I was in a 3-piece suit.
Oh, you were? You wear a suit?
I do that to church. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
That's the kind of church I go to. I was not. It was fine. But I was like, these dogs at the shelter, right? They're probably going to be unruly, is what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking they're either going to be unruly or I am going to get pressured of everybody here. You know that everybody that comes here to walk the dogs takes a dog home, right? That's what I was expecting to walk into.
Yeah, thinking.
And that's not how they're just like, hey, these dogs need exercise. There's so many dogs. It'd be nice for them to get some human interaction with people that don't work here.
Yep.
And get them some exercise and blah, blah, blah. And so we actually walked 2 dogs.
Okay.
The first one was, it's funny how neither of the dogs we walked seemed to want to walk.
Oh, really?
But not because they were annoying. It's just I'd rather just lie down.
Yeah.
You know?
They're like, eh.
Yeah. One was kind of nervous. They do, it's just a bunch of people. You all just walk the dogs and it's all in the same area, but you are supposed to keep them all away from each other.
Yeah.
The second dog we walked definitely seemed to be nervous about being around all the other dogs and whatever. So we kind of just cut it short with that one.
Yeah.
She'll probably never find a good home. But the one I'm sure she'll be fine. But the first dog we walked was just so chill that he fell in love with us instantly.
Okay.
And so it was kind of sad. It's we will never probably see you again.
Well, I think that's what the shelters are probably hoping for. They're probably hoping you'll come volunteer, walk the dogs, and you'll fall in love with the dog while you do that and take one home.
Yeah, I did. We did not take a dog home. There's no shot that we're taking a dog home anytime soon. But it was fun to just get out there and really, not really feel like there's a lot of pressure for this. It was just having a good time. There was a lot of people there. An interesting mix, like just about some of everybody.
Okay.
Like different, groups of people. There were some people that were like large groups of people that seemed like they came there just to hang out. And like the dog they would just had the dog on the leash, but it's like, we just need an excuse to get together, which is fine.
Okay.
But different like age ranges, races, families, but everything except single men. Not one individual man was there.
Came to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see why.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if I was a single guy and I found out about this, that I'd be hitting this place up.
Is that what you would do on your Sunday afternoon?
Yeah.
As a single man?
Not during football season, but I would have. I found this and showed it to Mrs. Hudson, so I would have gone and done this on my own for sure.
Yeah, but you're married.
Yeah, but if you need, there were single ladies there.
Oh.
They were looking for love.
Oh, were they?
With dogs.
I know dog parks are kind of a place where people look for love.
Yeah,
so
I think it could be.
The dog walking volunteer spot should be that too.
Yeah, exactly. Indiana is becoming the villain of the Big Ten. Can you believe I'm saying that?
I can believe you're saying that because I feel like there were so many comments they made last season as they were getting ready to play Notre Dame in the first round of the playoffs, that they were like, we're so much better than people are saying, like they had a lot of talk, but they weren't able to back any of that up.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is kind of true, that they are becoming like this big talker over here, but they're not necessarily backing it up on the field. I
had some respect for Indiana last year because even if you play, one, they don't control the Big Ten schedule.
No.
And so they just have to beat who they play.
Right.
And even if you have a weaker out-of-conference schedule, it's still hard to go, what did they go, 11-1? Like, there's not a lot of teams that go 11-1.
I was going to say, I think they had a pretty decent schedule because I know there was conversation between them and like some 2-loss teams, and everybody was like, well, they don't have 2 losses, so let Indiana in.
Yeah. But so if you're a major conference school and you can go through and win 10 or 11 games, I don't really care who you played out of conference because that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would say so.
There's a reason that most teams don't do that. If it was so easy, then,
everyone would do it.
Yeah. But some of the comments from their coach, Curt Cignetti, are really riling me up and making Indiana, which, kind of seemed like the lovable underdog for a while, now seem like actually they're the villain because he just doesn't get it. Like, he wants to be hated.
And that's the thing is I feel like it's all coming from Curt. Like, he just, for whatever reason, just wants to run his mouth.
Yeah.
That's what it was last season,
and you have
too.
one good season where you do get housed by the 2 halfway decent teams you play, and all of a sudden you think you can, you're selling wolf tickets, but you got to be ready to back them up at the show. So Indiana was supposed to play Virginia this year.
Okay.
Which will be one of the worst teams in the ACC. They backed out of that game so they could replace it with, I believe it was Kennesaw State. So they're out of conference games, which are the games they are in charge of scheduling and setting up, are against Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State.
That's pretty rough.
Not good.
Yep.
And Curt Cignetti, the coach of Indiana, said, we figured we'd adopt an SEC scheduling philosophy. And that sent me over the edge.
At least he's honest.
What are you talking about, Curt Cignetti? Tennessee is playing Syracuse. Alabama's playing Florida State. Florida's playing Florida State and Miami. LSU is playing Clemson. So what is your SEC scheduling philosophy?
I think he's more pointing at how the SEC always schedules a really bad team, like an FCS usually, in November for some reason, where it's like everybody else is playing the heart of their schedule, really, really tough games. So you'll see like Ohio State, they'll be playing Michigan, they'll be playing, Penn State or something. And then Alabama's over here playing, the Sisters of the Poor. So it's just like that, I think, is what he's probably hinting at.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe the SEC has realized that they are getting punished for doing that. And so they're out of conference scheduling. I think they're going to try and be more rigorous with that.
Almost every top team in the SEC has an out-of-conference game against another major conference. I've left out the biggest one. Texas is playing Ohio State.
Yeah.
And so for you to say we've an SEC scheduling philosophy, bro, what? Like you're playing only schools that nobody's ever heard of before.
Yeah, just admit that you want to follow the same philosophy of what you did last year, which is we want to try and win as many games as we can so that we can skirt our way into the playoffs.
Right.
And the way we do that is by making sure we don't schedule any hard out-of-conference opponents.
Yeah, you're going to have, if you're lucky, you'll have a gaudy record, but you're still going to get whooped every time you play somebody who, especially when you have not been tested. Like they're going to be not tested, and then they're going to have to play Penn State or whoever it is in the Big Ten, and you're going to look like you belong in a different conference altogether.
Right. This is what the playoff committee is going to have to solve, because people are going to keep trying to do things like this until the playoff committee says no more. But then you have the other side, which is opposite of like, is a team deserving when they have 2, 3 losses, sometimes even 4 losses? Are they deserving just because they scheduled harder opponents, but they weren't able to beat those opponents? So it's really tough.
The answer to that is also no, but would it kill Indiana to just leave Virginia? Just leave one of the worst major conference teams on your schedule. But no, you're too afraid to even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's meet the man whose mission is to visit every McDonald's in the United States. 8772 RadioU. He goes by the name Donnie Boys, although there's reason to believe that's not his real name. You can follow him on TikTok at DonnieBoys10. His goal is to visit every McDonald's in America, all 13,544 of them.
That's crazy.
He's trying to document them all, give them all like a rating and review. And we're talking like everything about the McDonald's, even the bathroom. So he's going all out. He's not just like, I'm just going to get fries at every McDonald's. Like, he's got to actually document the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's quite a task, and he's been at it for a while already.
I was going to say, I'm actually kind of impressed by how many he's done so far. From what I'm seeing, he's like in the 200 range.
Yeah.
Mid 200.
I think 273 so far.
And some of these look really cool, actually. Like the architecture on some of them, really neat. Like 257, it's got the golden arches on the side of the building.
Yeah.
It looks like a very older style of McDonald's, and I think it looks really cool. So I'd actually be interested to see how, when you could watch all of the videos, the difference between what all these McDonald's look like. I'm sure many of them will be the boring beige millennial ones.
Yeah, of course.
The cooler ones that have that fun architecture, those will be neat to see.
Yeah, throughout the United States, there is a lot of, you have over 13,000. There's going to be a lot of variation.
Yeah.
We have at least one of those ones with the golden arches like that, the old school McDonald's in town.
We do?
Yeah, it's not far from me.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
You should come visit sometime.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
It'll have to be next month.
Yeah, I guess so. You only a few more days. But 13,000. So here's the thing. 13,544 McDonald's, that's the number right now in the United States. Do the math on that. If you visited one McDonald's every day, there's 365 days in a year. How long is that going to take you?
It's going to take you a while.
It says that it would take over 37 years if you did one McDonald's a day. This guy started on July 17th of last year, and he's only gotten to 273, so he's not even doing one a day.
No, although he claims that he's doing 60 to 90 per month. So how is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know. He's not posting that many.
No.
Or his journey, even though it kind of began on July 17th, maybe it hasn't. He hasn't been going full throttle that entire time.
Yeah.
But he even has a GoFundMe that he's set up for the project. So if you want to support his cause of going to every single McDonald's, I'm kind of interested. I do want to flip through a few of these on his TikTok and find out more. What's the coolest McDonald's you've ever been to?
I don't know. I feel like all of the older McDonald's, that used to exist. Because again, most of them have been remodeled and they look really boring.
Yeah.
Now
I hate how you walk in to most McDonald's and they have like a map.
Yep.
And they have like the name of the
city,
town you're in
yes.
all over. And I'm like,
This is so lame.
I know where I am, McDonald's.
When I was a kid, I remember going to McDonald's and being so enamored by all of the cool stuff inside. Like, I remember there would be like a table that looked like a piano that you could sit at.
Uh-huh.
Or like you would sit at a table.
Oh, yeah, in the play place.
Yeah. And they'd have all sorts of different fun things that you could do at McDonald's. And that included all sorts of different tables you could sit at.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they've really taken away some of the heart of McDonald's by removing that.
That's so true of like every fast food place. It's so
sad
that like, honestly, I would go sit inside, especially now, like alone. I would totally go sit inside of McDonald's if they wanted me there.
You're right, if they had the cool piano.
Yeah.
No.
Not in the play place.
No.
Even if they did have the piano.
I don't think the one that I remember with the piano was in the play place, but I think it definitely had a play place.
Do you remember the Burger Kings? There's still some around, but they're few and far between that had like the classic car booths inside.
Yes, I loved those.
Yeah.
What happened to all the fun stuff?
That's when Burger King began going downhill. Actually, I think Burger King's been going downhill my entire life. But when they were like, we don't need to have fun cars inside, that was when
we knew.
Beginning of the end for Burger King. I've got the key to foot fashion this summer, 8772 Radio U, and it is 5-finger shoes. These are like ballet slipper type shoes. And then they have a space for each of your toes instead of just being one kind of thing at the end.
Yeah.
These are the type of thing that I know have been popular in some spaces for working out, like for muscle training, but typically not the type of thing people would wear out of the house just around town.
Right.
But at least in the UK particularly, these seem to be very popular with women.
Really?
Allie, are you plugged in on this?
Absolutely not. I even was not the person that liked the socks that you would get that had
The toe socks?
The toe socks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why, but that always freaked me out. I couldn't do it. So I don't like the whole idea of like the shoes that divide up your toes either.
Yeah.
But I have been seeing these more often. And as you mentioned, kind of in a workout way, where I know some people that play pickleball, they like the barefoot shoes. And so they have the barefoot. And now there's different versions of barefoot shoes, I have to say. Because there's some barefoot shoes that they're just lightweight and they don't feel like you're wearing anything, but they don't have the toes.
I've had kind of running shoes like that where it's just like there's not really a lot between your foot.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like as close as it can be your foot to the ground. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I know people that wear those, which I'm like, that's fine. But the one that, again, freaks me out a little bit is the one with the toe dividers.
You have something against toes.
No, it's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it makes me think of that feeling of when I would, when I tried to wear those socks and I'd be like, oh, no. Like, it just makes me feel icky. But, to each their own. So if you want to wear these, I mean, if it was just a ballet slipper, I think it would actually be really cute. But with the toes, it freaks me out. I don't know why.
I feel like, like these are for fun. They're like Crocs. It's for function. It's not because they look good. I don't think anybody is leaving their house, right, thinking that they look better in 5-finger shoes than if they were just wearing regular shoes that were the same, except they didn't have the toes separated.
I really hope not. Now, this is an elevated design on the toe divider shoes. This is not what you're probably picturing with a toe divider shoe, which is kind of something that looks a little bit, how can I say this nicely, dorky? Like this actually does look fashionable, but I wish the end was smoothed out and not with the toes.
2 questions. One, what would it take to get you in a pair of 5-finger shoes?
Oh my goodness.
What kind of benefit would it have to have for you to be like, oh, I guess it's worth it?
I don't care about the benefits.
There's no benefit.
I would need to be like
this
paid.
Could extend your life by 5 years.
Nope, I wouldn't do it.
It will save you from ever having to use a walker later in life. If you just wear these, it wouldn't do it for you.
No.
You'd never wear. 2, what is the most, and people can answer this at 8772 Radio U, the most objectively ugly thing you've ever worn?
Ooh.
but knowing that, it's not about how I look. It's about how I feel when I have it.
Probably when I tried to wear toe socks.
Yeah.
They were like the toe socks that were like the stripes and they would go up to your knees.
You knew they were ugly and you were still trying.
No, they were trendy at the time, but looking back on it now, I'm like, those were definitely awful.
I meant like things that are ugly. I'm
and
like,
you wore them anyways.
What comes to mind is Crocs. I think most people's answer would be Crocs, right? I know these look stupid,
but I'm gonna wear them.
They're so comfy. I'm gonna wear them anyways because that's what people always seem to say. I don't know. I can't. Like to me, it's just like my jammy time shirts that are a couple sizes too big, and it's like, well, I guess do I really need to change before I go to the gas station? Probably not.
Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah,
that's my answer. We're here to help with workplace issues. This one comes from a gas station where we have an employee they told us which gas station. I'm just going to leave that out though.
Okay.
It's just a gas station. They say that their manager has always said if the gas gets below 1,500 gallons of unleaded, which, like the typical gas, they're supposed to shut off all of the gas pumps until the next gas delivery arrives.
Oh.
Now, I did look into this. I did some background before we go further. And apparently that's because this is a thing because there can be at the bottom of the gas tank sludge. So let's go forward. Well, they kind of explain it here. They say because the fuel is lousy when it gets below this number. Like I said, it gets sludgy.
Yeah.
Typically, whenever whoever my coworker is that works before me will tell me to keep an eye on the gas when it's low. My manager hasn't said to do this like constantly, just when they already know it's low. In other words, then they say, but I recently got this text from my manager and wondered whether I can be responsible for gas damaging someone's car because the gas in these tanks was too low. The manager said in a text, "You will be responsible for any cars that are damaged because yet again, and I've told you time and time again, do not let the gas get to that low point, period."
Okay.
So the manager, in other words, trying to really threaten or make this very clear.
So it hasn't happened yet.
No.
But they're threatening.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to watch it today because if it gets below 1,500,
you're responsible for damage.
And you don't turn it off and
Okay.
a car gets damaged, that is your responsibility.
Wow.
Is it this employee's responsibility? 8772 Radio U. Can they be held accountable for damages to people's cars filling up because they forgot to turn off or didn't pay close enough attention and turn off the gas pumps? 8772 Radio U. Let's start with Ryan, Allie, who says, not a chance. You're not paid enough to have that onus placed on you.
Yeah, I was
Onus, that's a good word.
Yeah, onus is a good word. I was kind of thinking the same thing. We also heard from Ben. He said, the worst they can do is fire you. You are not personally responsible. Yeah, no one's going to come and sue you. Mm-hmm. They'll sue the gas chain if their car blows up, or if something goes wrong with their car and it's led back to the gas.
Yeah.
But they're not going to personally sue the employee that was supposed to turn off the gas pump. So, yeah.
To me, as not knowing much about this, 1,500 gallons seems such a high amount. Don't you think that
it seems like a lot, but those tanks down there are huge.
Yeah.
So, how much does it hold in general? Maybe that is bottom of the barrel for that tank.
But you're telling me then that 1,500 gallons of gas is just sitting down there being wasted at any given time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about.
That's a lot of money.
It could just be a safety, like a safety barrier amount.
Mm-hmm.
And that really isn't, as bad as what this manager is making it seem.
Uh-huh.
But I was always told too, with your own gas in your tank, don't let it get below like a quarter of a tank because then it's like I don't know, it's like the bad gas is getting used in your engine or whatever. Like it could have,
I've never heard that. I always run it right down to
You run it right down to the
Well, I was going to use a different analogy that the gas light comes on your car, right?
Yes.
And some people will just think my car's going to die if I don't go fill it up right away. And I'm always like, I know I can keep running on this for at least 20 miles or whatever it is.
Yeah, you still have a decent amount left.
Even if the light is on. And so I feel like that's how it is. Like the $1,500 feels like a warning, but not like this is where it's actually going to do damage to the car.
Yeah.
I feel like the manager is giving you a lot of a barrier, a lot of leeway, because they don't trust you. I think, what did we get? A text in from Matt at 8772 RadioU who said your manager's probably just trying to scare you. And you might remind him that the damages to any customer property is usually covered by insurance, assuming he has proper insurance.
Yeah. Another thing that came to my mind is something that Oliver pointed out. He says he used to manage a gas station and truck stop for a small company.
Nice.
And he says, why is the fuel always running so low for your gas station? He said someone is not properly scheduling
this is something
your
that keeps
deliveries.
coming up,
if this is constantly on your mind, it shouldn't be something that you're worried about that much, because you should be having gas delivered regularly so that you don't have to worry about something like this.
And yet again, 1,500 gallons. Think about like every car, like 50 gallons. I don't think if it was a massive truck, it might have 50 gallons.
Yeah.
So how many tanks of car tanks of gas?
Right, that's a lot.
1,500 gallons is.
Another
that's just sitting down there that he's like, you can't use that.
Yeah. Another thing that Oliver says, who was a manager for a gas station, he says they would close theirs off too, but it would be closer to 400 gallons when they would close.
Yeah, that sounds way more, as a complete novice, a complete bozo, honestly.
Someone who knows nothing about it. That seems more accurate.
Seems more reasonable. I think he's just like, he's really worried about it.
Yes.
And so he's telling you a number that's way higher than you actually need to worry about.
And he may have been told the wrong thing when he was,
that's true
being
too.
trained. So he could just be worried and anxious about it because he wants to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah. In other words, we don't think you're going to be held responsible. You're probably safe.
Yeah.
If you ever have a fired or hired you need help with, email mornings@radiou.com with your situation. If you're in debt, you're not alone. 8772 RadioU. This is not a debt consolidation ad. I'm not going to tell you hope is here. I'm just going to tell you you're not alone. So is the actual United States as a country. It's in a lot of debt.
So much debt.
And much like your friends that are in debt, the United States is also like, hey, could you Venmo me a little bit?
Wait, do your friends that are in debt do that to you?
I feel like they're more aggressive about wanting to get paid back,
Oh, yeah. They're like, please send me money because I don't have any.
Yeah, like, you know how I covered that $6 for you at that one thing? I definitely need that back.
I need it back. Yeah.
But the United States has actually set up a program where you can Venmo America. You can Venmo America to help pay off the United States debt.
Why?
I mean, somebody's got to pay it off.
We already pay America our taxes. This is crazy. This is just a donation?
It's a donation, yeah.
What?
No. It says the federal government will accept Venmo payments from citizens who want to help pay off the national debt, which currently stands at $36 trillion.
This is
your $20 is really going to help.
This is a slap in the face, America. What in the world? You want us to donate money to you to help pay off the debt?
A voluntary payment
you have gotten
to
us
the public
into.
debt.
This is nuts. Has anyone actually done this?
Somebody must have, right? I would like some numbers on this.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
No way. We have some numbers. So I don't know if this is necessarily through Venmo because I think that part is new.
Okay.
But in 2022, Americans contributed, hold on. Okay, over $180,000 in voluntary donations towards reducing the national debt.
Why wasn't that zero? Come on. Seriously, what American is doing this? This is crazy.
Tell me this is tax deductible.
It has to be. It has to be because there's no other reason why you would do this. Come on. Okay, just think about this. Mm-hmm. You're already giving the government all of the funds that they are using to run. The government doesn't make any money. Mm-hmm. All they do is they get taxes from you that make the money.
Right.
I mean, I shouldn't have to explain this. We all know this. We know how this works.
Taxes work. Yeah.
We know how this works.
How it's supposed to work.
How it's supposed is that
we're supposed to be taxed a certain amount.
Yes.
And then the government calculates all up that money of this is how much money we should be getting in taxes this year. AKA this is how what
this
our
is
budget
what our
is.
budget should be.
And then this is how much money we can spend on stuff. And it spends every year more than it actually has in the budget.
Which is what every American person, like every regular American person, has to do in their own life.
Mm-hmm.
They have to see how much money they're paid each year, work out their budget, and then spend that money. And if they spend over, then they have to start paying back on that debt and not asking their friends to voluntarily pay for their debt. This is crazy.
How's the government going to ask me to pay off their debt when I'm in debt myself?
Exactly. I didn't think that you were ending it that way. But seriously, this is a slap in the face. I don't get how this is allowed. It shouldn't be allowed.
I don't.
Don't even ask for this, America.
They're just exploring, as a country, just exploring all our options. And can we, be too mad at them when we're voting the people in that are putting us in debt?
I'm sorry. Say that again. I got distracted.
How mad can we be when we're choosing the people that are putting us in debt? The people making the budget are the people we voted for.
The people that we're voting in are saying they're going to bring the debt down. So they're not.
And not one has since Calvin Coolidge. Yeah, can we vote for him?
Yeah, please. Can we resurrect him?
I know the worst thing that you can say to somebody when they're complaining is, it could be worse.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you hate hearing that?
That's just terrible.
Yeah.
Don't do that to somebody.
Okay, I guess it's not the worst thing, because if somebody's complaining like my dog died, the worst thing would be, I'm glad your dog died.
Oh, yeah, that'd be way worse.
But, like the worst thing that people routinely say, it could be worse.
Right. They try to almost like minimize the pain or the struggle that you're going through in the moment by saying, oh, think about how much more terrible it could be.
I understand the sentiment is good of like, you should have perspective of like, you're complaining about your thing, your dog died, but think about the people that are starving in wherever the country is.
Right.
People, it's supposed to give you perspective that your problem's not that big, but you're right. It's not giving you perspective usually. It's minimizing what you're going through. Mm-hmm. Like your thing is not that bad.
Right.
Is what that people try to say to you. Is how it comes off.
Yes.
And no matter what your problem is, it could be a truly minuscule problem. Mm-hmm. But if you're going through that problem enough to complain about it, to talk about it to somebody else, that means it doesn't feel minuscule to you.
Right.
It doesn't matter how big your problem is in the scheme of the world if it matters to you.
Yeah.
And so it's very dismissive when it comes off as very dismissive when somebody says that, even though I think a lot of times they're trying to be supportive.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that God will never do to you. Say, it could be worse. Jesus, when you're going through your problem, he understands that whatever the thing is that that is your struggle, that's your like difficulty for the day, it could be, he knows all the problems in the world. He knows how small yours is in comparison, but he's willing to sit there with you and understand that your problem is big to you, whatever it is.
Yeah, and I will also say, and I'm sure some therapists have said this many times, but perspective comes in time. Mm-hmm. And so, in the moment, something can feel very big, like what you're talking about. And so God is not the person that's going to rush you to that perspective.
Sure.
It's going to be a process. He's going to get you there in time where you'll start to realize these things that you thought were swallowing you, these things that you thought you were drowning in that were just so big that you were dealing with, suddenly they don't feel so big anymore. Mm-hmm. And that perspective will give you the freedom that you need to overcome whatever issue you're dealing with and struggling with. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to rush you to that end, but he's going to get you to that end, and it's going to be a journey and a process, something that you will, be better for in the end.
Yeah. So also some advice, I think, if you want to be encouraging when somebody's going through something, complaining, you can say almost the exact same thing, but word it different.
Okay.
If you go, but you've overcome worse. You've overcome worse.
Yeah.
You with God have overcome worse. And that can give similar perspective of you've been through a lot. That's another thing you shouldn't say. But you've been through stuff, but you've gotten through it.
Yeah. And
that's where Jesus is going to lead. Like when you go through these issues, he's going to be right there with you, pulling you through. And then you'll be able to look back and go, man, look at what we've overcome.
How I like to envision it whenever I think of a struggle that or I'm going through something that maybe even causes me to doubt God and his faithfulness. I like to think of it in, like a mountain climber that will leave like flags on the trail, and they can look back and see, okay, this is how I came. This is how I can get back to where I was coming from. Sometimes I think we need those in life. We need those flags of those moments where God was faithful through something, or we were able to overcome something, and we can look back at that and be like, no, I may be doubting in this moment, but look what I've been through.
Yeah.
I have made it so far, I can keep going, and I know that God is with me wherever I'm going and whatever I'm going through.
Yeah. Explore that. Find out more about that by talking to God himself. Whatever your difficulty for the day is, share that with him and see how he can help you through that and pull you through. If you want to know more, go to radiou.com/free gift. After decades of saving her life, Mario has officially been friend zoned by Peach. 8772 Radio U. Nintendo went out of its way to let us know that Princess Peach has benched Mario. They said in a recent announcement, Princess Peach and Mario are good friends and help each other out whenever they can.
Oh, really?
How are they going to do this
she
to Mario?
Helps him out?
Yeah, what has she done?
Yeah, right.
I feel like they kind of, in the new Mario movie, it's a couple years old now, but like the Mario movie.
The Chris Pratt one?
Yeah. They did kind of make Princess Peach a bit of a girl boss. It's like she doesn't need Mario. She's actually helping Mario out.
Oh, okay.
But
I haven't seen it, so.
In the games, that is not how it is.
No, in the game, she is always needing rescued by Mr. Mario. So yeah, this is crazy. I don't buy this at all.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a lot. People have now, since they made this announcement online, they've tried to disprove this. Find moments of romance between Mario and Princess Peach. People showing like moments of Princess Peach kissing Mario, but it's always on the nose or on the cheek.
Yeah, she does that as a little thank you to him.
Which is kind of a big friend zone move, isn't it?
A kiss on the cheek.
Yeah. But there is But people have gone back far enough to a tweet Nintendo put out on Valentine's Day 15 years ago where they called Mario and Peach the cutest couple.
Nintendo, you outed yourself.
Yeah, we're getting mixed signals here.
Really
is what I'm finding.
We really are getting mixed signals. And honestly, it's not even from Peach. It's from Nintendo because you spoke for Peach and said they're friends.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. But I will admit to you, yes, they keep it very, G-rated. They don't really have any relationship stuff that happens. I think they pointed out there's one game where it ends with, Mario proposing to Peach and she turns him down. So it's like, okay, well, we don't really know what's going on here. But I think they've built that into the game. There's no need for there to be, an actual relationship that's happening behind the scenes. But we've always believed that, Peach and Mario, they kind of go together as a couple.
Right.
But the part that I don't believe is this whole, they're good friends and they help each other out when they can, because that's just a straight up lie. And we all know it's Mario doing all the hard work.
Yeah. You do need to see I can't believe you haven't seen the Super Mario movie.
Yeah, do I really need to see it?
You do, yeah. I can't believe there's anyone that hasn't seen the Mario movie.
I mean, it was huge. It made $1 billion or whatever.
You need to go home. You can have the rest of the day off.
I've seen the Peaches song.
The movie's only 2 hours long, but you can have the rest of the day off.
Okay, I'll leave right now.
And go watch the Super Mario movie.
I mean, if you want me to not work, I can do that. No, I'm kidding.
This is work. It's work. You need to see it. I've seen it twice. I think I've seen it 3 times.
So you like it a lot?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh.
There's parts of it that really annoy me, like how Mario is kind of, in a way, very helpless until Princess Peach teases him to go through an obstacle course.
Oh, no, I don't want that.
You'd have to see it.
No.
Despite that, it's not bad.
This will ruin my childhood.
No, well, people love it. It's time for our Monday tradition, the box office breakdown, looking at what made money and what didn't in theaters over the weekend. Let us know your latest movie reviews at 8772 Radio U. Have you seen the new Fantastic Four movie? A lot of people did this weekend. It was number 1.
All right.
Fantastic Four First Steps made $156 $18 million in its opening weekend.
Okay, solid. Actually, really surprising that it didn't make more than Superman.
It did not quite beat Superman. It is the fourth biggest opening weekend of the year.
Okay.
Behind a Minecraft movie, Lilo and Stitch, and the aforementioned Superman.
All right.
Which also, Superman came at number 2 this week, over $24 million in North America. It is over $500 million globally.
That's good.
That's a good sign. That's good for Superman. Finally, Jurassic World Rebirth. I forgot that was even in theaters.
That's made so much money.
But that has made another $13 million over the weekend, so it's doing quite well. But
where's its global total at? Just to double check, because I know it made a lot of money.
That is at $718 million worldwide.
Okay, I know some people were thinking it was going to get $1 billion, but clearly it's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's unlikely. But maybe Superman can get there.
I don't know. I feel like 500 now, that's to be out, this is 3 weeks now? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I think unlikely, but weirdly enough, it might actually settle around the same amount that Man of Steel made.
That would be...
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Adjusted for inflation, though.
Yeah,
it would do even better.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see Superman yet?
I haven't yet. I need to go. I know I'm disappointing myself, not just you and everyone listening, but I'm disappointing myself because I'm a huge DC fan. I don't know why,
I
hate going to the movies by myself.
Why? It's so fun.
No,
it's like the most. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say that because I like going with other people. Mrs. Hudson, for example, but my friend Billy, but also it is fun to go. Once I realized that you can just go to the movies yourself, I went to so many movies myself and enjoyed it so much.
I'm not comfortable doing that. Maybe I should be, but I'm not.
You definitely should.
And so I feel like I have to go with people, so I just need to coordinate better.
What is it that you don't like about going on your own?
I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't feel safe. I don't know. I can't like relax if I'm not on my own. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way.
Yeah, all those movie theater crimes. All those people kidnapped because they went to the theaters by themselves. Okay, let us know, 8772 Radio U, what you watched this weekend. The other big thing that came out this weekend, of course, was Happy Gilmore 2.
Did you watch it?
Which I did watch Happy Gilmore 2, so I'll have my review of Happy Gilmore 2 coming up next. You can send in your movie and TV show reviews from recently. We just did the box office breakdown. Fantastic Four, First Steps, the #1 movie at the box office. Neither of us saw that. Allie, what did you go ahead and see recently?
I watched a movie that just recently got added to HBO Max. Came out earlier this year from A24, a new horror movie from them. And it's Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yes, starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter. Honestly, a really great cast.
Mm-hmm. Anything with Paul Rudd, I'm always in.
I'm definitely in. And there are some pretty funny moments in the movie. It's more of like a comedic horror film because, it's about a unicorn.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give anything away because the story's wild, but I do feel like, and I remember when we first talked about this movie when it came out and the reviews were mentioning how the concept is so wild that weirdly enough, they actually don't go wild enough with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit like oh, really? You took it there?
Yeah.
And so while I enjoyed it and had a good time watching it, it probably won't be a rewatch that I go back to.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a nice little precursor to get ready for Wednesday because it reminded me how much I love Jenna Ortega. So I'm very excited for that next week.
Some of the reviews, people texting in at 8772 Radio U. Chris says he's made it to the 170 episodes of One Piece. Do you know anything about One Piece?
That is an anime, yes. I haven't watched it myself, but I've heard from many, many people that I should because it's one of the more solid animes. Mm-hmm. So you'll hear about there's certain animes you'll hear from people about, like Demon Slayer, One Piece, Attack on Titan. There's certain ones that everyone brings up to you if they're a huge anime fan, and One Piece has been one that's been brought up to me many, many times.
It sounds like there's a lot of episodes because Chris says he hopes he stays alive to be able to get through all of them.
It's so long running. I remember it was big when I was in high school, so it's been around for a long time.
Derek says that he watched F4 and it was better, or F1, I think, and it was better than he expected.
I've heard the F1 is so good. I need to watch it.
I actually liked F1 a lot. And I have that ties into Happy Gilmore 2 in a second. I'll mention that. But Tim also saw enough movies for everyone because he watched Jurassic World Rebirth. He says he loved it.
Okay.
He watched News of the World, which is Tom Hanks Western from 2020. He said he loved it.
Somehow missed that movie. I never even heard of that.
Definitely a Paul Greengrass movie I saw. Was it Tom Hanks? I got to double check.
How is there a new Western that I haven't heard of?
Yeah,
I love Westerns.
And he saw a band in 2010. I don't know what that is. He says weird B-rate movie. And Airplane, which is epically funny and definitely wouldn't fly today with its jokes.
100% would not fly. Oh, but that movie is so good.
Oh, Derek says Fantastic Four. He abbreviated it to F4.
Oh, Fantastic Four.
So it was better than he expected.
Good. Glad we got a review for that.
All right. Well, I watched Happy Gilmore too.
Okay.
And also, like Derek, it was better than I expected.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I wasn't disappointed by it.
But you went in with low expectations.
I was just concerned. We've been disappointed by sequels in the past, especially after it's been like 30 years.
It's been so long. Adam Sandler was so young in that first movie.
Yeah. And so some of the things that like are in this movie of like, or the things you think of like, a lot of the people that were in the first movie are dead now.
Yeah.
They pay homage to them in kind of a nice way in the movie. Mm-hmm. Also, like, there's a mix of like, you're trying to get new people to watch. Like, there's people that now watching Happy Gilmore 2 that you want to make it a big movie, but they weren't born when the first one came out. Right. And so, like, but you also want to throw in the nostalgia and like the callbacks for the people that have seen the first one. And so they did an interesting thing where like there was some callbacks to the first one where throughout the movie they would like show the clip from the original movie that they were calling back to as almost like a flashback type thing.
Okay.
These were very quick, but I thought, like, I've seen the first one, so it didn't do as much for me to do that, but it wasn't taking me out of the movie.
Okay, that's good.
Even knowing that I've seen it. But the top thing that I think most people will get in on is the cameos. There are so many pro golfers and then also just other celebrities that pop up in the movie and have funny roles or funny lines.
Okay.
That like that's worth watching for, which does make me think I don't know how well the movie will age. Where like the first Happy Gilmore is iconic, and even if you weren't born when it came out, like you would
can
enjoy
watch it and you'll love it.
This one I don't know. Like I feel like it's much more
prisoner of the times.
Yeah. It'll feel a little weirder 10 years from now when nobody's going to know half of these people, you know?
Yep.
But I enjoyed it a lot. It is worth watching. And I just wish that Adam Sandler got into his sequel era a little earlier in life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because there's so many other of his movies that set up, like The Waterboy, another great example of like, he's got a bunch of other movies that would be great if they could do a sequel for him. But now he's getting so like old enough where it's even Happy Gilmore. It's like, he says he's 58 in the movie. That's old for him to be a golfer.
Yeah, way old. He's almost on the tour for the senior tour. Yeah.
There's not many good 58-year-old golfers in real life. Forget about, Happy Gilmore. So, but it was fun. There's a good reason why you need to watch how much you drink if you go out to a bar. Because you never know who you might wake up next to the next morning.
Oh, no.
8772 RadioU. I have a woman in the UK who woke up next to a seagull. Her name is...
Was she on the beach?
I don't know.
Did she fall asleep at the beach?
Seagulls can happen anywhere, right?
Can they?
Yeah.
Just anywhere?
I've seen seagulls. Anywhere there's food in a parking lot, there seagulls will be.
I always feel like they're near bodies of water, but sure.
And, there's bodies of water all over the world.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if there's, like, a lake nearby, then, I'll start to see some seagulls.
You know, in the UK where Northumberland is, I feel like we're really getting sidetracked. Whatever happened.
Yeah, let's stop burying the lead. Yeah, how did this happen?
Some woman took a seagull home with her.
What?
After a drunken night at the bar. Her name is Erin Punton. She's 22 years old. She's from Northumberland in the UK. She had a wild night at Weatherspoon's pub. And when she went outside to leave, she says she saw a bird outside. She says she managed to pick him up without even a thought and
what?
Got him home. And only to wake up the next day with the seagull flying around her house.
Oh my gosh.
But it gets worse.
Okay.
She decided to take it to the local vet, and the bird tested positive for bird flu.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the bird let her pick her up.
That's
or
what
whatever.
I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That this, my first thing for this story was, how did she catch while drunk? How did she catch a seagull?
Catch a seagull. Yeah, this bird must have been really down on its luck, really feeling bad with this bird flu. That it was just, like limping around, and this drunk lady came around and snatched him up.
It wasn't in too bad of shape because it was flying around her house, so it could fly. It just didn't when she picked it up. So there's not only that too. There's video from her friends where she is on video dancing with the bird, with the seagull.
How did this bird not die?
I know. This is I guess, a lucky bird.
This is a crazy, crazy story. My favorite part reading this article here is apparently in the video, she's dancing to a song with the bird tucked under her arm, and she goes, "He's a beauty. He actually wants to stop in my room and everything, but I've got nowhere for him." What in the world? Aaron, maybe you should just not go out anymore.
I think
sounds like you're having some crazy nights.
This is a lesson learned for her.
Yes.
This could be rock bottom.
Yeah.
Even though,
seriously,
like, in a way, it definitely sounds fun, but
disinfect your entire home right now. Thanks for listening to the RadioU podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.